What food did you think was fancy as a kid, but now you realize it's trash? 1. General Foods International Coffees. Basically, the sugary powder mix cappuccino you can now buy from a machine at the gas station. 2. Those Andes mints that all come individually wrapped. My aunt who had a nice house always had them, and we never did at home, so I thought it was a rich people thing. 3. Wall's Viennetta ice cream. You knew it was a special occasion when your parents splashed out on that. 4. Those Salisbury steaks that you reheated in the oven for 15 minutes. If you had 2, you were in trouble. 5. We had a meal growing up called chicken and red stuff. It was my favorite meal, and anytime we had it, I was a happy kid. You made it by placing a cut-up whole chicken into a baking pan and poured a bottle of Catalina salad dressing on top. Not Catalina Light. You could fuck right off with that shit. It had to be regular Catalina dressing. You then cooked the chicken in the oven for an hour at 350 degrees. When the chicken was done, you would take it out of the oven and remove it from the pan. This was the chicken and red stuff. You would then take the drippings from the pan and pour them into a gravy dish. This was the red stuff in chicken and red stuff. You would serve the chicken with a side of elbow macaroni and pour the red stuff on top. There would also be a salad, and of course Catalina, still one of my favorite salad dressings, would be available. This was my absolute favorite meal growing up, and I look back on it with fond memories. It tasted so good. It didn't even matter if you had an upset stomach afterwards, it was worth it. When I tried making this meal as an adult, I realized that the red stuff was mostly grease, both from the chicken and the salad dressing. There was always a blob of concentrated flavor in the gravy dish, but most of it was straight-up tasty grease. Looking back on my childhood, I realized that my mom was not a very good cook. She did make a lasagna using a homemade spaghetti sauce that is absolutely delicious, using a recipe that she learned from her mother. I make this every year for my family at either Thanksgiving or Christmas, and it's always a hit. I'm proud to have served this to my daughter, and I'll happily pass the recipe on to her someday. Chicken and red stuff, however, that dies with me.